Tamsin, I'm so excited that we're going to be doing a workshop together. And I know that some people have concerns about personality profiling. They think it's going to put them in a box or give them a label. What do you say to people who have those concerns?
Thanks, Fiona. I think that sometimes it depends on people's past experiences of these tools and how they've been utilised. For me, it's all about a starting point for someone's self-awareness. And what I do is say, okay, this is where you've come out. Now let me help you know what to do with that. Because actually, it does help you to understand yourself, but it helps you appreciate that people who are different types to you may have completely different reactions in certain situations, may have different stressors, and have different things that energize them. And when you can understand that and appreciate it, it makes a lot of the challenges that we have in our lives sometimes understandable. And it's okay for us to have different personality types. In our day-to-day lives, we all have to work in different ways and flex, I like to call it, and behave with different preferences to what may be our inbuilt one. And the more we do it, the better we get at it. But actually knowing where you're starting from, your default, if you like, just helps you to understand yourself. But more importantly to me is appreciate where other people may be coming from.
Great. So it's a starting point and it's a conversation.
Absolutely.
Soldier.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. I would say just be careful about being succinct. I'm concerned that that might have been more than 2 minutes, but possibly not. I'm just highlighting it as a possibility.
Yeah.
What benefits are there to knowing about personality types at work? Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah. I just want to do one thing. Hang on 2 secs. Okay.
So Tamsin, I loved doing personality tests as a teenager and finding out more about myself. What is the benefit to personality profiling in the workplace?
Thanks, Fiona. There are so many. Many of the challenges and frustration that people have at work are when they don't appreciate where someone is and where they're coming from. So it can lead to frustrations, misunderstandings, communication that doesn't work for some people. But when you understand how your team is made up in terms of personality types, it can really help with so many things. For example, problem solving. If people of the same type look at a problem, they'll probably come up with a similar answer, whereas someone with a very different personality type will look at it in a completely different way. And that way you're going to get a more rounded answer to your problems. So understanding type can help you get the best from everyone, knowing what their strengths are. It can help people be engaged, feel valued, and ultimately want to stay. So it's about getting the best from people.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Repeated myself a bit there, but never mind.
It's fine. Reinforcement. We need to hear things 3 times, don't we? What was one of your light bulb moments when you discovered your personality type? Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Tamsin, what was one of your light bulb moments when you discovered your personality type?
I had many, but I think one of my most important ones was that not everybody talks when they're thinking, talks their thoughts through, and that not everyone is going to immediately answer my question. And I used to think that if someone didn't reply immediately to my question, it was perhaps that I hadn't phrased it in the right way for them. And so I'd then rephrase it. And what I now realize is that some people tend to think their answer through and like to come out with a formed answer. So there is going to be a pause between me asking a question and the answer. And I now realise that with rephrasing, I was interrupting people's thought processes. So one of the main things I now do when I ask a question is to wait. And it comes back to some of the things you talk about in your talk, but waiting and allowing people the time to think through their answer and then be able to give that to me. So I think it isn't my natural default. It's something I've had to work on, but the more you do these things, the more comfortable they feel and they reap rewards. So I think for me, realizing that people, formulate answers in a different way was really important.
Wow, thank you so much.
That was a bit early, but never mind. But hopefully it tied back to yours, which is giving the time to think.